So what I decided to do is I used pods to move here, a 16-foot pod and a 7-foot pod. None of my belongings can go into the house because of the renovations that have to take place, and we don't know how long that's going to take. So I decided that since this garage is 720 square feet, I mean, this garage is very large. It fits 2 cars, but it has all this extra like space where you can't put a car, but you can put a lot of storage. So what we're going to do here, and this garage door it's dead. I mean, it's really bad. So this door, of course I have to replace the garage door, but what I'm thinking about is doing that after I have my belongings in here. So what we're going to do here, the first project that I had on the agenda, which has been delayed by about a few days, and I'll tell you why, because we found some issues with the inside of the house that have to be taken care of first, and a couple of things based on my insurance company, which I'll explain that as well. So I got a power washer, and I'll link to the items in my description as well, in case you want to see how these work. So this one is a Ryobi. Anyway, I think that's how you say it. So Ryobi. This power washer, I think, will do the trick. I went and got a 100-foot garden hose because I bought a 50-foot one, and it was too short from where the water spigot is. I also got a ShopVac, which I got this ShopVac at Harbor Freight. I got a step stool that we might need, right? And that's probably all we kind of need. The sellers had left this old broom outside, so we've been using that for the time being. They had a bunch of nails in the wall, which I've been taking out. So this is the process. I'm going to ShopVac, or hire my grandson, and he's going to ShopVac. We're going to vacuum all these shelves and windowsills and things like that. As you can see, it's probably never been cleaned, and you'd see here, bugs and nasty stuff and spider webs and just dirt, like nobody ever. Oh, there's a drill bit we can keep. So there's, anyway, and as I'm going through inspecting, I am like removing nails in the walls, doing different things like that. So there were a lot of nails being put in this wall, and of course the nails don't stay, even though they were trying to find the studs. So lots of holes which we need to patch, which we'll get to patching up all those holes. And then what we're going to do is, after it's all vacuumed, and then we'll vacuum the floor with the ShopVac, then we're gonna pressure wash everything. We're gonna pressure wash the floor. I bought an all thing to do the scraping, so we can scrape any of this, oil stains and things like that off. Clean it really, really well. Then after that, I'm gonna paint these walls, and we're just gonna paint them all white. And I believe I will even paint these shelvings just to give it a coat. So in case there's still dirt left, I think we could just soak it in and kind of whitewash the shelving, just to give it a clean, just to feel cleaner. Of course, clean the windows. I need to replace this window as well, which I don't think I'm gonna replace this window until next year, because it's facing a side that I don't think the winter is going to be really bad on it. And I have windows in the inside of the house which are cracked and broken that I need to replace first. And also I have windows in my master bedroom that I'm creating that I want to also enlarge to have more of an architectural features from the exterior. So now with this floor, then what we're gonna do is we're gonna epoxy this floor, and I'll do it in a gray, and I'll do several coats, and then I'll use a nice sealer over that so it will last for a long time. And then that way my car plus all my belongings will be able to fit in here nice and clean, and I'll do the ceilings as well. Now, one of the things I noticed, because this is such a large garage, that it looks like it's got a beam, a metal steel beam going across as a retainer beam. So what I am going to figure out a way to clean that and hopefully paint it. But one of the things I thought about as well after everything's in the house is drilling a hole just in the lip there and hanging a punching bag there, so that we could use that for exercising in here, I suppose. But I am gonna get a new garage door, and I already have it picked out, and I'll show that picture on my blog, the picture of the garage door that I'm gonna add on. It's gonna be black, a slate gray, and it's gonna have, see, this one has windows across the top. Mine's gonna have windows on the side here. So when the door pulls down, it'll have a series of windows going all the way down. Now, the first thing you need to do when you come and do any kind of project like this is you got to check everything. So that's what I did. Remember, I went around all the walls, I said, and checked everything. So while I was over here, I noticed that, well, before we pressure wash, there's an open place there for some kind of electricity that needs to be closed up. So now I know I need to go buy a plate, make sure I add a plate to that. Then I noticed down here, you'll see it looks wet, right? But it's not wet. It's we're in the middle of a drought. But you can see here, if I touch this, it's been wet. So this looks like moisture. It doesn't smell like mold, but obviously I'm gonna have to bleach this really good. But then I discovered a little place here, and I started hitting it with the hammer, and it started falling apart. So this piece this piece of drywall here has to be unscrewed. We need to check what's back there, and then we're gonna need to fix that, but we have to find out first we have to find out what's the cause, and I can tell what the cause is right now. So this whole line here, you see how it's cracked open? So that whole seam, caulking is not gonna do it. Oops, I'm sorry. Caulking is not going to do this. Not gonna heal that. So I'm gonna have to, and this is soft, so if you touch it and push it like this, it's rotten. So this whole piece has to come off, and a new piece of treated wood needs to be put in its place. And of course, we have to first make sure to get rid of any rot. So I think I'm gonna have to even do that before I order the new garage door, because I'm not sure. I think I'll call the company, because I'm not sure that, see, that's the garage door, and I don't believe that they install these pieces of wood. I think that is already on your house when they do a new garage door. So I do need to check that, but that's how that's going to work. It's a very low garage, but my Rogue does fit in, so that's good. A truck would not fit into this garage. And there's no, and you can also see see the header up there? There's no room to make it higher either, because of the house being on top right there on this bi-level style. So anyway, so that's our first project, and we're gonna be starting that now. There was a couple of things that came up with the homeowner's insurance that I have to fix, and I will go over those in my next video, because like I said, I started this project, and guess what? I have to stop it now, because I have to go take care of the thing that the insurance company wants taken care of. And that's how life goes, right? When you're doing renovations.